Welcome to the PFD Performance YouTube channel. Pretty friggin' deadly. It's got a naked booty. We've been kind of just looking at it because it kind of looks good without the bumpers, but we think it would look a little goofy with a hitch and no bumpers. So, yeah, we're getting there. It always gets a little messier before it gets cleaner. On the wiring front, it looks 8.9% better. Still kind of a mess. And I mean, I'm not the craziest about it, but I think it might just have to work for now and we'll hope for the best. If we gotta end up rewiring it at some point, so be it. We ended up cutting out those panels like we talked about, got the seats kind of fit in, and I think we're gonna be able to make her work.
Got a game plan.
So I just need a little bit of sheet metal, a couple chunks of steel for the passenger side, because obviously there's a lot of focus put on the driver's seat and retaining it. Passenger seat, the drinker, they'll be lubricated up enough that it shouldn't hurt.
Couple finger tight specials.
Yeah.
You're strapped in.
And just some body washers on the back side of the bolts and you'll be good to go. I mean, up until now, there wasn't even a seatbelt over there.
That's true.
But
we die like men.
Slid the seatbelts over. We'll get the new seatbelts in sometime. We got rid of, I guess, one like semi-complete thing that got finished is we finally got the plastic oil pressure line replaced. So now it's brass, so that's good. Shouldn't light it on fire. I also tensioned the blower belt, did a little reading, and you want about 3/4 of an inch that way, 3/4 of an inch that way, and that's exactly what we've got right now. So the only thing we'll need to keep an eye on is once it heats up, if it's too tight. So I think I took maybe about 1/4 inch of slop out of it. It was fairly loose.
Was it?
So. And then we'll get a game plan with this. We didn't end up doing anything with that, but I think...
I brought the tools over.
Yes.
Yep.
I do like the idea of radiusing this. Clean her up. And then we could kind of 45 this instead of just notching it, because I don't think this corner's adding a ton of rigidity. So, we'll snip, call it weight savings, we'll buff, color aesthetics, and that should help. But yeah, not insanely productive, but sometimes you just gotta take the baby steps. Yep. I think the dash might be able to go in soon if I don't decide to go full hyper focus.
Danger.
Yeah. Oh, and we got the LED lights. We're gonna put some LED interior lights so a fella can see if it's dark out.
Some engine bay lights in case a fella breaks it in the dark.
Yes. The question is, do we have those on the same light switch? Probably a separate light switch. Probably a light switch underneath the hood, and one in the trunk would be handy.
Yeah.
And the battery's right there in the back, so that'd be easy enough to do.
Yep.
Up here should be easy enough to bring a power wire up, poke one through the fire. Actually, you know what? There's a hole right there where the distributor wires used to come through. And I left those wires in right now to plug the hole, but if a fella put a power wire through there, it would work for the lights. Yeah.
What about that?
That needs to get mounted, because that is just a temporary.
Yeah, I'm saying put that in the firewall and then you got your...
We probably put that through the firewall on that side, up behind the dash. That probably makes sense to mount before I put the gauge cluster back in.
Yeah.
And then we'll put it, like, realistically right here would be nice, so that you can operate that and the throttle if you need to. And then you'd still need a friend to press the button while you're lashing the other valves, or you just got to walk around the front of the car.
Yeah.
I've seen guys, they'll put one on each side, but that's extra.
Minor details.
Chicks dig scars or something like that?
I don't want to wreck my tattoos.
I don't have that problem. All right, well, that's gonna do it for tonight. I might come back out tomorrow a little bit and tidy up the wiring, and we got to get on some stuff. The list is pretty big. You can ignore, well, that kind of needs to get done by Mayhem. Some of it needs to get done before we go to the car show. Some of it needs to get done before we go Mayhem. CTSV.
That's minor.
Yeah, that's kind of the list. I think we need a bigger whiteboard.
We just need to cross some things off.
Yeah, right.
All right, it's holiday Monday up here in Canada, family day. Haven't had a ton of time to work in the garage, obviously spending time with the family. So figured while the steaks are cooking for dinner, I'll putt around. So we had our coil wire coming out of that hole right there. And I figured we don't need the coil wire anymore. So I'll pull it out. Well, that leaves a hole in the firewall. And I was also thinking, hey, that's almost a nice spot for the little starter button. Only one issue. No fitting. So I think what I'm gonna do, might be a little bit hack, but at least we get to repurpose a hole in the firewall and it seals it up, plus gives us something useful. So I'm just gonna drill out 2 washers. I'll put a washer on the front, washer on the back, tighten her all up. We should be good to go. So I'm just gonna drill some holes in those because that's the only washers I had, so that they'll fit the switch, and we'll try and get her installed. I think that might do it for tonight. Turned out pretty good. If we want to, we could pull this off and either paint it black, or might even be able to get some polish on her. Shine her up a little bit. But hey, saves from it flapping around. Because I just had it zip tied back here. It was loose to kind of try and make things handy. But now, that would be the starter. So if you're lashing valves on this side, or trying to start it, you can work the throttle and push the button. And then, because it's somewhat central, and this car is so small, even if you're on this side lashing valves, to reach over here and bump the starter, ain't so bad. So, all in all, baby steps. I think the hard part, for me at least, having not that much time to dedicate to this, makes you feel like you can't get a ton accomplished, so you don't bother coming out. So I've been trying to just at least try and get out here, even if it's for 15 minutes, and tidy up. So come time to work, it happens faster. Or, you know, a little half hour to get that done makes a big step, because then we can start to put that back together. So we're getting there. Hopefully we can start to make more headway. Bulk of our work is going to be back here though for fabbing, then a little bit of sheet metal work inside. Well, Saturday night, figured we'd do some race car stuff. Gonna do some CAD. Figure out our little floor pans, filler holes. Make some little sheet metal panels, and then we should be good to go with that.
Ugh, hi.
And then I think we're gonna try and make some templates for the parts back here, so we can get some hitching. How's our dollar store template paper?
It works. It's actually almost like a Thunder. Not quite a nice kaboom, but
I was doing some wiring in here, so this side's a slight wiring station. Some progress is made, but it's getting late, and thanks to daylight savings time, we lose a whole hour of sleep. So I'll show you our little tickle of CAD that we got going on there. So that's the back half. And then Danny is working on the front half over here. So Here's our little template. Here's what he cut out. Yay, it matches. So we're just gonna bend it up using our sheet metal brake. It's even better than the Harbor Freight stuff. But we'll get to that another time. Maybe tomorrow I'll try and tickle on some of that. We'll see how things go. Maybe I'll just do some more CAD so we're ready to rip when Danny's got some time. But that's gonna do it for tonight. Some progress was made. What more can you ask for? Cold snacks down.
Oh, I missed.
And yeah, we'll show you how things go once we get there. But you gotta go there to get there.
Yep.
Back out in the garage today. Didn't get a whole lot done, but I also think we got more done. So that was good. A couple hours here. I managed to template out the passenger side. It was a little bit different because the way the master cylinder was in the other side, we didn't end up taking all of the existing floor pan out. We just kind of trimmed it and we were gonna splice the two pieces together. On this side though, you can see we got much more floor to cover. So I went ahead, made new templates, and we started cutting them out. So here's the two pieces for the driver's side. Danny mostly cut out the other one last night. I got that one cut out today. And then we got, this is the back piece that needs to get notched out around the roll bar. That's there. Last and final piece is gonna be this one. It's pretty straightforward. Kinda just a square. And then what gets connected to either side of that is a front and a back piece, and we're just gonna weld those together. So a little bit different on that side, but we're making progress. I got to work out of town for a little bit here, so I'm hoping by the time I come back, Danny and I can just hit her and make use of that custom sheet metal brake that we got sitting down there. Passenger side is kind of done, halfway. So here you'll kind of see what we're trying to get at. So once we pop the bolt through here and it sandwiches, it's gonna let our wider seats sit down without anything interfering. So back here we got two pieces. Has to go around the cage and it has to slide forward. So it's kind of hard to do both of those all at the same time. So we made one piece up here. We'll make a second piece back there. And hopefully we can get it over the seatbelt mount and around the cage without messing it up too bad. So I think that's gonna be my next step, and then we can call this side buttoned up. And then we'll have that side. I think Danny's gonna come by here in a couple hours and we'll try and get a bit more progress. So just gonna tidy up for now, and we'll get back to her in a bit.
Gigantic.
Yeah.
Don't blur that out. Very nice. Yeah, this is way oh yeah.
Needs to be at least half that size. But hey, it works, and it's a floor.
Yeah. Might just zap the inside to make it look nicer. Eh.
A penis?
That's what grinders are for.
Not a great welder, but I'm a really good grinder. Thanks for making it this far. We plan on releasing a bunch of content over the next few weeks to catch up on what we've done to try and get the Opel ready for the summer. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. That way you won't miss any of our progress. Thanks again for watching. Stay deadly.